Once brickwork has been built, it needs to be given a finish. The joints between the bricks must be made weatherproof, but you'll also want to give them a pleasing appearance. This can be done using either a jointing or a pointing technique. Jointing is used to make sure the joint is completely filled and in contact with each brick. This prevents rainwater penetration and damage from frost. This is done by using a jointer tool to spread mortar into the recesses to fill in any imperfections. Once this has been done, any excess mortar should be removed by using a trowel to scrape it away. Pointing is the process of joint filling in brickwork where the mortar joints have been previously raked out. This is often used on older work to make it last a little longer. Firstly, you'll need to rake out the existing joints. This is done using a chariot tool. Set the chariot to the required depth using the nail to adjust it. You'll need to rake out the joints to between 12 and 18 millimeters. Run the tool along the perp joints between the bricks. Then run the tool along the bed joints in the same manner. Once the joints have been raked out, you're then ready to apply a joint finish to the wall. There are several different types of joint finish that can be used on brickwork. The first one we'll look at is a struck joint. A struck joint is achieved by using a pointing trowel to make up any discrepancies in the joint, starting with the perp joints. Next, use the trowel to remove the gaps from the joints. You can then apply a finish by using the trowel at an angle, which then produces the struck finish. Another type of finish is a cut and struck. Follow the same process as for a struck finish by using a pointing trowel to make up any discrepancies in the joint, starting with the perp joints and then the bed joints. The joints should be troweled at an angle and then left to dry a little. You then need to cut off any of the excess mortar from the perp and then the bed joints using either a pointing trowel or a Frenchman. When removing mortar from the perp, use the trowel at an angle so that the mortar comes out at an angle. When removing excess mortar from the bed joints, place a length of timber just off the wall next to the brickwork below, making sure not to push the mortar against the wall, as this will squash it. Next, use the pointing trowel to cut the mortar straight. This will leave a slight overhang of mortar, creating a struck finish. Once the mortar has dried, brush off any excess. You have now achieved a cut and struck finish. These same techniques can then also be used for block work.